Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do a review, demo, and kind of check-ins of my first impressions for this new foundation by Maybelline. It is the Superstay Multi-Use Foundation Stick Makeup, and I got mine from Amazon. I haven't seen these in stores yet. Maybe they're kind of popping up at different Walgreens, Walmarts, or Targets. Definitely always check Walmart or Target if you guys want to save more money, but I do have Amazon Prime, and I found these on Amazon for $10. So I decided to pick up two colors just to see, because they do say multi-stick as a foundation or a type of like contouring, highlighting purposes. So I kind of wanted to try out both and see, like, is it really good for both? Is there a preference? Let's check this out. So I picked up two colors. The one best for my skin tone was number 220 Natural Beige, and then the one to contour with, which was a little bit darker, is 330 Toffee Caramel. So they have an even darker one, but I was like, I don't know if I need to go that dark with it. So I picked up two shades so you can kind of see the difference. And honestly, for me, I think this, which one was it? What color are you? Natural Beige, the 220. I think that's pretty good for my skin tone right now. I'd rather go a little bit darker since I am tanning, since I'm more out and about in the sun. So actually this one, 220, is really good right now for my skin tone. Maybe like a little bit tan. No, I think it's pretty good. If you kind of see at the bottom of them, it's a duo, which kind of has like the little sponge, which kind of feels like their sponge, like actual Maybelline sponge applicator. So I was like, okay, let's check these out. I even kind of use them to show you guys, you know, how they work. But I'm gonna twist these all the way up. That's how much product you get. It's 0.25 ounces. Normally in a traditional liquid foundation you get about 1 ounce, and this is a quarter of that. I do know that normally foundation sticks you do get a little bit more coverage, but that I can see maybe if these were just maybe meant to be for like contouring and highlighting, but especially if it's, you know, stating multi-use and I can use this as a foundation, I would expect at least maybe half an ounce or something. I don't know. But I will say, when these do glide onto the face, very creamy, very like there's no tugging, it just glides on beautifully. So that was really great, especially for the areas around the face. But because they almost feel like really creamy, kind of as if it just kind of like just melts so nicely into the face, I'm just kind of like, will I go through this like way quicker if I were to use this like I do say like my Hourglass stick foundation. And I feel like I get way more product for that one. So for a quarter ounce, I'm like, how long will this last me? How many the contour stick might last me a little bit longer. So I have tried the regular, the newer or like revamped version of the liquid foundation, the Superstay, the Maybelline one, the one they just came out with this winter. I'll link that review and demo down below for those of you guys who are interested in it. So when I saw the stick form, I was like, you know what? Let's check this out, because I have actually really been liking a lot of stick foundations. I always kind of felt like maybe it's better for, you know, oily skins, maybe it's going to be more mattifying, but I have found a lot of stick foundations that are really good for dry skin. And this does say that it is a cream to matte formula, and I actually surprisingly did really like the Superstay foundation, the liquid for dry skin. I was really surprised. Like, it was like a nice, really flawless matte. It wasn't too over drying, over dehydrating. So I was like, you know what, let's give the foundation stick a try and see if I like that even better. I will point out the one thing that I don't like about the stick form as opposed to the liquid form is that, at least on Amazon, I only see 8 different colors. It doesn't feel like there's a wide color selection. Maybe because they're gearing these more towards contouring sticks, but if you're going to advertise it as both, I would have preferred to have like more options. I feel like there's not that many options for deeper skin tones for the stick foundation. By the way, why I am wearing my hat today is because I took a shower and then I put my hat on, so I've been wearing that, so I kind of want to take it off if my hair is looking a little greasy. So I did apply the 220 Natural Beige foundation on both sides of my face, and one side though I went in with a beauty blender, and then the other side I went in with a brush. I even tested it out a little bit with the sponge on the actual stick foundation. With the beauty blender, I feel like in general my preference to kind of blend out stick foundations is not a beauty blender. I have yet to find a stick foundation where I love to blend it out with the beauty blender. However, I still always try. I wanted to see what I would kind of get from it. I did prefer blending it out with a kind of stippling brush, a flat stippling brush. I use my favorite stippling brush from Wet n Well, which I think is maybe like only $3 or $4. I love that one for all stick foundations that I use. It just blends it out flawlessly, and I will agree, definitely loved it better with the stick foundation. In general, it just presses the stick foundation into the skin just way better than a beauty blender. And then also just, I feel like it definitely gave me more coverage, more of a kind of like clean, even coverage. I feel like with one kind of run through of just the foundation on my face, one layer, I feel like that was maybe like a good medium coverage, wasn't full coverage. I went in with 2 layers of the foundation and blended it out around my face, and I think with 2 layers of it, I definitely got that full coverage effect, which I do like, which I thought was really nice. Like I said, gliding it on was super easy. Blending it out with the brush was definitely easier. It took a while, I feel like, for it to kind of just like melt into my skin, so it just, you know, looked a little bit more less like makeup. However, it didn't look cakey like right off the bat, but just like with stick foundations, I feel like in general they just need that time to kind of mesh and melt in, just to kind of get that into the skin, which I think is why I prefer using a brush to kind of press that into the skin. I did go in with the kind of sponge part of the other end of the stick and kind of went in and kind of tried to blend it into my face. Wasn't my favorite way to go about it. I think I definitely prefer an actual stick foundation, but I still wanted to kind of try it. Then I went in with the darker shade number 330 Toffee Caramel to kind of do a contour. This is a warmer color, so it definitely felt like more of a bronze as opposed to a contour. So I was like, whatever, we'll just go with it. Once again, also very creamy around the face, very easy to get on. However, I feel like maybe I put too much, or like maybe I definitely didn't like to blend it out with the sponge part of the end of the foundation stick. And then with a brush, I feel like, I don't know if it blended it out the best. So as usual, I went back in with the beauty blender to try to get that kind of seamless blend. I will say a little bit goes a long way with this contour stick. So I mean, maybe that's why I don't give you too much product, because it is supposed to be a full coverage, so definitely covers a lot of area. So I would probably say go in with a lighter hand next time. That was my only thing, because I was like, ooh, let's add a little bit more lightness to try to, you know, kind of open up the middle of the face and get more highlighted as opposed to like really dark. So that was the only thing. But so yeah, a little bit goes a long way. Maybe that's not a bad thing. Maybe I just kind of had more of a heavy hand with it. So definitely just go slow with it. Maybe just build it up instead of, you know, kind of going ham. I feel like I didn't do too much, but it was a little bit harder to kind of blend out after that. So today I definitely wanted to do some check-ins. Hopefully I can add in those clips. They came out okay. We'll see if I was able to add those in. But today in Chicago, it was about like 94. It was the high, mid to high 90s. It was pretty freaking hot outside. So I initially put this foundation on at around 4:15 or so, 4:30, and then, you know, I was driving in the car because I had AC in the car. Trying to fix the AC in here. I think it's working, maybe. We'll find out. So upon like just having it on my face, I was like, this looks okay. I feel like it felt more moisturizing, and it just maybe had a little bit more luminosity than the liquid form. However, that could be because of the weather in general. Actually, I think now I'm gonna bring out the liquid form of the Superstay, because that was in the wintertime, looked good, and I think that's probably a good foundation for me in the summertime. So the stick definitely worked even better for dry skin, I would say. So far, what I've experienced feels nice and hydrating. It doesn't feel super heavy, which is nice, especially in this really hot weather. It's 4:17 p.m. Foundation looks pretty good. Oh, I think you said looks pretty good for dry skin right now. It's already, my nose is being really itchy, so I don't know if that's just my nose. That's the foundation. We'll see if that comes off there. It's just been itchy. You can see, kind of covered the little spot I had there. We'll check back in 2 to 3 hours. So I think I was definitely very happy with it upon kind of applying it, my makeup, and out the door. I was like, all right, we can do this, we can do this. And then at around 7:30, I will say the only thing was, I don't know if it's just me, but my nose is really itchy today, and for some reason like the foundation wasn't kind of sticking around my nose area, so I was like, I'm not gonna dock it too many points. I know my nose can be a little bit weird sometimes. That does get maybe like the driest. For some reason it was really hard. If I was blending it in with the beauty blender, it would kind of blend off, and then with the foundation stick or the foundation brush, it just wouldn't stay for some reason. I don't know if it was the foundation or it was just me. Could have been either or, but just something I wanted to mention. I did my second check-in of the day 3 hours later at around 7:30, and then I feel like it could once again be that it was really hot, but still, we're gonna have these hot days. We gotta see how this is gonna last. And I feel like definitely around my nose areas where it faded off even more. And then, I don't know, I feel like just, if anything, around my cheek area of my face, it's definitely where it's starting to fade first. I haven't really been touching my face. It's staying on pretty well on my forehead area, but I definitely noticed when I did that check-in, it just wasn't looking, it was starting to look a little bit patchy. It definitely was starting to look like it was fading a little bit. I definitely noticed it from like my looking at myself in the phone recording from 4:30 to 7:30. Those 3 hours definitely made a difference in how it looked, kind of faded off. Usually for me, for dry skin, if it's hot, foundations actually last me longer than when I'm dry skin and it's winter time, because I feel like those tend to crack off.
So high.
7:41. Definitely, it's just from my glasses. Definitely coming off my nose, but that might just be me. It's not as, it's okay. It's not as smooth looking as it once was. Extra hot today. Still, it's okay. Not flawless. And then now it's like around 9:30 at night, 2 hours afterwards, and it definitely, yeah, it just doesn't look as luminous. It's definitely a little bit faded around the cheek area. Like, I would still kind of like be okay with wearing this. Like, this is okay. It doesn't look bad. If anything, I'm really glad that it doesn't look over drying. That's the nicest part, when a matte formula foundation doesn't look over drying. So I would definitely say this is a good comfortable matte for dry skin. So it just makes me wonder for oily skin how mattifying it is going to be, though. The fact that I'm kind of okay with it. Normal to dry skin, definitely I would say check it out. The only thing I would say is maybe it is a little bit drying on the areas around the sides of my nose. Also pretty normal with a lot of foundations, but I do kind of notice it looking a little cakey right there. Yeah, in general though, I'm just not liking how it's looking in the cheek area. I feel like it didn't really last. Forehead area is doing alright. Chin area, it's also pretty dry. It's getting a little bit drier in my chin area. Here it's just kind of like patchy fading off. So overall, the end result, I'm like, it was okay. Maybe I would just do it specifically, maybe just a contour and just use a tiniest bit. However, the fact that I feel like for the contour shades, the darker shades, depending on your skin tone, it's nice that you can have different options, but it might be a like warmer contour shade, maybe the darkest color, but I feel like that'll be maybe a little bit too dark for me. Depending on your skin tone, maybe try it, but in general, you might run into that. I wish they would have had maybe cooler tone options in general, but I do understand that it is a multi-use foundation stick. So I think I would have just kept it as just a foundation stick instead of like specifically targeting. Also, you can contour. If we're gonna be able to contour, give me some contouring shades, you know what I'm talking about? So that's the only thing where I'm like, I think it was okay. I think overall I'd probably maybe give this a 7 out of 10, but the fact that, I don't know, I just feel like it doesn't last very long. It could once again be the heat, but 5 hours of wear and it's already kind of fading. That's definitely, I need at least 8+ for me to kind of be satisfied with it. I think in this like extreme heat, I totally understand. If I could have gotten at least like, if I didn't check in at the 3 hours and it was already fading, if I would have checked in by now 5 hours and it was fading, I think I definitely would have given it higher points. But at the 3 hour mark, it was already like kind of starting to fade, patch up a little bit on me. So therefore I'm just like, it's only okay. I think in regular weather it might hold up a little bit better, maybe like 80 degrees or something, 75, but 75 on me, it might end up getting like a little bit like drier. It's not going to feel as hydrating. So pick your moments. I guess I would really only wear it in this kind of hot weather, maybe 80 degrees, a couple degrees, a little bit cooler, or if I know I'm gonna stay indoors. Overall, I'm glad I tried it. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Let me know if you guys have seen it at your local drugstore, and or if you're just gonna pick it up at Amazon and you tried it, let me know what your thoughts are. Could just be me, could just be my dry skin, who knows. It's always nice to compare different skin types and how it worked for you. Also, are you able to find your color selection? Because I feel like maybe that's what's gonna also keep people from finding or trying out this foundation, because you can't find a color for you. So that's also another drawback. It was okay. I give it a 6 out of 10 actually. I'm gonna dock you a couple points there because not everybody's probably gonna be able to try it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review and demo and check-ins throughout the day. Let me know if you guys kind of like prefer these type of foundation reviews. I like to do a full-on review, but that's what I kind of like about first impressions, so you can see with me throughout the day how it really looks instead of me just describing. So let me know if you want to see a nice little mix of both in there, or if you personally have a preference. Definitely want to do more what you guys prefer. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.